sports fans, to the premiere episode of Detroit Lions Tomorrow. I am your host, Ed Moss. In this episode, I'm going to be previewing the Detroit Lions game with the Chicago Bears, which is also the home opener. I'll be talking a little bit about where things were last year with the two teams, what has happened since, and some other interesting news and tidbits that you may not have heard throughout the course of the week. To lead off, I'm going to start with where the Chicago Bears ranked last year. Last year they were 25th in passing in the NFL, 27th in rushing, 29th overall, and they were 25th in offensive efficiency. Now, Bears have made some changes this year, to be sure, and it'll be interesting to see whether or not those changes will improve their offense or not. I think the biggest question is going to be that of Mitchell Trubisky, however. And when you look at things, last year Mitchell Trubisky led the Bears to 2 wins against the Lions. But in those 2 games, he threw 6 touchdowns and only had 1 interception. In his career against the Lions, he has a 70.1 completion percentage with 11 touchdowns and 106.3 passer rating. Under current Bears head coach Matt Nagy, Mitchell Trubisky is 3-0 against the Lions with a 74.7% completion percentage. He's thrown 9 touchdowns and only 1 interception, and his pass rating is 132.4. And when you consider that a perfect passer rating is 152.3, I believe it is, he's not that far from it, and thus has not been that far from, of course, being perfect against the Lions. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow with that, but in order to put this in perspective, for those of you who are new to football, and for those of you who know, last year the Lions defensively ranked, of course, last against the pass. I think most people knew that, especially after what happened the year before with the Quandre Diggs trade. That was a big cause of that. However, they were 21st against the run, second to last overall, and 23rd in defensive efficiency. Now, the last one's important to me. They're 23rd in defensive efficiency, even though their other numbers, especially against the pass, were horrific. So when you put that together with the Bears' offense, it's, needless to say, I have no reason to think that Mitchell Trubisky won't throw for at least another 3 touchdowns against the Lions, as he has 3 times in his career. Also, when you consider that the Lions now don't have Darius Slay Jr., in addition to not having Quandre Diggs, whom they traded away last season, and you have a rookie cornerback in Jeff Okudah, who also has a hamstring injury right now and may not get a lot of snaps. I would say at least for the first few weeks of the season, the Lions' pass defense is going to be as bad, if not worse, than it was last year, and I'm leaning towards it being worse than it was in 2019, which is pretty incredible, I would say. So I would say, given those numbers, expect Mitchell Trubisky to be airing it out a lot, and I would expect him to have at least 3 touchdown passes in the game. There's no reason to think that. However, with that having been said, the Lions last year only had 7 interceptions as a team, which was among the worst, if not the worst, in the NFL. So hopefully that will improve this year. In the next segment, I'm going to discuss the Lions offense and the Chicago Bears defense. Stay tuned to Detroit Lions Tomorrow. We'll be right back.